You might know that 2026 is the fire horse year, but have you heard about the scarlet horse red goat calamity across 2026 and 2027? Let's talk about how we survived these 2 years. For the record, what I'm going to talk about today is not superstition, but part of ancient Eastern culture, spirituality, philosophy, and metaphysics. Personally, I learned from scientists like Andrew Huberman, as well as modern Taoists and living Buddhas. I believe we need spirituality and philosophy just as we need science and rationality. They all teach us humility and so much more. The Scarlet Horse Red Goat Calamity is actually insight from many historical observations. It's like a data science project run for over 2,000 years. Many Asian metaphysicians call 2026 and 2027 the Scarlet Horse Red Goat pair. Whatever 2026 is called, it's all about the heavenly stem and earthly branch of 2026. In the traditional Chinese stem branch chronology, each year is assigned one of the 10 heavenly stems, each representing the yin or yang form of one of the 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The 5 elements are just metaphors for patterns and processes in nature, not literal physical substances. The heavenly stem of 2026 is Bing, which represents fire. That's why 2026 is a fire year. That's right, the heavenly stem determines which of the 5 elements a year belongs to. Specifically, the heavenly stem Bing is yang fire. Compared to yin fire, yang fire symbolizes the sun and all the bigger scale, more visible, explosive fires. Think of the extreme form of heat. It is dry and has the power to light and warm everything, but also to burn everything up. In the stem branch calendar, each year is also assigned one of the 12 earthly branches, each again representing the yin or yang form of one of the 5 elements. Heavenly stems and earthly branches represent the prevailing energies influencing a year. Each earthly branch also corresponds to a zodiac animal. The earthly branch of 2026 is Wu, which is also yang fire, and corresponds to the zodiac animal horse. That's why in the West, 2026 is called a fire horse year. So for 2026, both the heavenly stem Bing and the earthly branch Wu are yang fire. Imagine two extremely heated energies coming from both the sky and the earth infusing the horse. Hence the metaphor scarlet horse. You can choose whichever term you like, but for professional metaphysicians, 2026 is a Bing Wu year. What's more, following this double yang fire year, 2027 is also going to be a fire year because its heavenly stem is fire. Again, fire is a metaphor. The earthly branch of 2027 corresponds to the zodiac animal goat, hence the term red goat. Such a double yang fire year followed by another fire year is rare. It happens every 60 years. Over the last 800 years, some historians and practitioners have found such scarlet horse and red goat 2-year pairs to be huge boiling pots of intense energy that bring rapid and unprecedented change. Many working paradigms may lose their effectiveness, many rules may be rewritten, many traditional industries and old ideas may vanish, and many new things will be born. And the momentum behind events may feel stronger than usual. That's why the 2026-2027 pair, as well as the 1966-1967 and 1906-1907 pairs, are called the Scarlet Horse Red Goat Calamity. Most importantly, the energy of the year of two young fires is already emerging. Technically, this Bing Wu Scarlet Horse year will start with the solar term beginning of spring, which will fall on February 4th. But the energy of a new year begins to rise from the winter solstice and even slightly before. You may think I'm spreading anxiety. Not at all. My goal is to share what I've learned that might help innocent people and those who tend to be impatient and hot-tempered. In today's world, life can be especially hard for the latter, regardless of what the Chinese chronology suggests. I hope what I'm doing is in line with what Buddhism calls giving teachings. You may also say this is ridiculous. 2026 and 2027 are just going to be 2 normal years. Well, whether you believe in yin and yang and the 5 elements or not, I can tell you that globally, many high-status people and well-known corporations consult metaphysicians like feng shui masters and four-pillar consultants. You may also be wondering what exactly is going to happen in 2026 and 2027 then. Well, what is already happening globally should give us some hints. From a global perspective, we can almost be certain that there might be more tensions. Metaphysicians believe small frictions could carry unusually strong, even disastrous momentum in the next 2 years. Individuals like us may feel like trees being blown by a typhoon. From a community and interpersonal perspective, what used to be minor issues might become triggers for fights, and conflicts could be magnified to the point where very ugly outcomes occur. From an individual perspective, you may find yourself more irritable, your temper may worsen, and situations that were once manageable might start to feel unbearable. There might be more health concerns. So what should we do to navigate or even survive 2026 and 2027? What can we do to protect ourselves, our communities, and perhaps our humanity from being burned by this double young fire? Well, first of all, let us not be fire. Let us be water. Be cool. Be flexible. Of course, when you need to be assertive, but in a calm, collected way. Keep your cool as much as possible. Choose not to explode. Choose wisely. Take a deep breath when you're about to lose your temper. Meditate as much as you can to notice the feelings and surges in your body and stay calm and act gently when there's tension. When you're calm like water, you'll be able to spread that cooling energy to your surroundings. When a strong collective cooling power forms, your family, your team, and your community will stay stronger as a whole to face the double young fire challenge. And if you're a psychologist or are simply knowledgeable, you can teach people how to manage their anger. Anger outbursts are the last thing we want in those 2 years. Third, avoid going to crowded places. In 2026, crowds may be like huge pots filled with inflated balloons. Each person carries their own energy, and some of that energy is likely to be heated and irritated. Small issues can easily grow into big conflicts. The fourth thing you can do for yourself is to relax. Let go when the outcomes don't meet your expectations. Don't let your ego take over and drag you into endless competition. Try not to fight too hard. Try not to chase results. Lastly, start adapting to new things and new rules. This should be no surprise because we're already in this AI era where many paradigm shifts are taking place and some of the foundations we used to rely on no longer exist. So in short, what we should do in this Scarlet Horse year is stay cool, avoid unnecessary crowds, create plenty of solo time, do healing work, go deeper into our interests, let go of our competitive ego, and stay open to learning new things. On another note, there's a specific group of people who should pay extra attention and be more cautious in 2026. That is, those whose personal element is fire. In the four-pillar personal fortune system, each person is associated with one of the 5 elements. If you don't know your element, leave your birthday in the comments and I'll tell you. If you don't want to share it publicly, you can email me instead. So if you're a fire person, you can probably guess what this might mean. When the environment is already full of fire energy and you walk in as fire, the overall fire becomes even stronger. Again, fire here is a metaphor for energy, not literal flames. When the world is already full of heated energy, a fire person will only add more intensity. A fire person should not only follow the 5 suggestions I mentioned earlier, but also 1. Wear more black, navy, and dark gray. Those are the colors that represent water, and you'll want more water. 2. Use caution with large investments. It might not be your time. 3. Pay extra attention to your health, especially your respiratory system. If there are any health concerns, please see a doctor by all means. 4. Keep your head down and go deeper into the fields you care about. This will build a solid foundation for you from 2028 onward.